Well, I was getting out old Sparky for a project here, which will go in another video, and I was reminded of this project, which has been sadly sitting here for a while. I'm sure plenty of you with guitars can relate here. That screw just came right out. It sits in here, and it won't go back in because it's been in and out so many times that the threads are just completely wallered. Anyway, the fix for this is actually remarkably simple. I've already got all the tools I really need. Drill bit, dowel rod. I don't have a screwdriver out, so I should probably get one of those to take off this. And basically all I'm going to do is drill a hole and fill it. Now, for what it's worth, the original project with this wasn't even to deal with this. I was going to restring it, and to do that I had to unplug the cable that it had been plugged into so I could take it away from the amp, and of course that's when that happened. So that's kind of how projects go, isn't that? You start for one thing and then things spiral. So now we're going to completely waller it with this. And we don't need to go in too deep. As you can see, the screw is only about yay long, so yeah, let's not try to overshoot that too much. Alright, here goes. Alright. That's plenty enough. I don't really have to completely bore it out. We just need a little bit more room so we can fit that dowel in there. Now here's where we're going to run into the first problem. This is 1/8 inch dowel, but it doesn't really want to go in because well, they use different rulers apparently at the lumber yard. That drill bit's also 1/8 inch. It's the closest. I didn't want to go another size up, but we're going to have to remove a little bit off of this. So I cut off a slightly more manageable size piece and chucked it into the drill, and we're just going to snap our sandpaper in half. This is really brittle sandpaper, jeez. Give it a little sanding, just until it goes snugly, just like that. Why not just polish off the end of it too? Now that hopefully will sink in there and fit nice and flush and snug. Nothing left now but to glue it in there. Now before that glue dries everywhere, I'm just going to get a paper towel and wipe it up. And now we wait. Now that that's glued in, I'm just going to flush cut the excess off. This is another scary step, but if you don't want to do this, you could just cut the thing to size better in the first place. Does it? Don't want to do what I just started to do. down more of this later. But you can't put the paint back on. Now we've got something to screw into again. Right about there is where we want a very small hole. In fact, the dowel might just be soft enough that the screw can cut its own hole. Looking good on that. Remember, we're going into end grain now, and if it splits, it actually just fills out and holds that hole a little bit better. So there's no real problem going in. It should be pretty soft to screw into this. So I'm gonna keep the other side just a little bit loose. See what we can't do over here. And it looks like they use good screws to do this with, right from the factory. I bet they try to save a step on pilot drilling these by using self-tapping or self-drilling screws, whatever you want to call them. Just like that, we're done. Good as new.